Despite a recent drop in drone sightings, as we move on to this next story, some businesses and local law enforcement, they want the power to shoot down suspected airborne threats, including drones, without approval from the U.S. military. While the federal government has downplayed any danger, there are a lot of folks living in New Jersey, New York. They want to be able to just protect themselves. And lawmakers are considering taking action on this. NewsNation's Khalil live in Washington, D.C. with details. Joe, I mean, how realistically soon could this happen where people have the right to just shoot them down?
You know, I don't think that's in the cards at all for individuals or for businesses. I think it's really unrealistic. But for local and state law enforcement, I think that's another question. The obvious question, as we've seen these drone sightings over New Jersey and New York, is what are these things? Where are they coming from? But beyond that, the next question, and from our perch in Congress, we've been hearing this a lot, talking to senators, House members, is who has the authority to make the call, to bring them down, to investigate them, to potentially do something in between there? That answer is not exactly clear, but lawmakers are in a position to do something about it. So we heard a lot of conversations about passing new bills that might actually give the authority not only to the DOD and the Pentagon and the military, but rather to state and local officials, state and local law enforcement, if they were to see a drone. What are the rules of engagement? Those rules have not yet been written into law. Again, several attempts to try to do this in the last couple of months. The most prominent one, I'd say, came from Senator Gary Peters, mostly because he is the chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. He's very involved in this discussion, in this topic. The bill that he put forward, which had a lot of bipartisan Democrat and Republican support, it would enhance local law enforcement's authority to track these drones. Also allow local authorities to start to disrupt, disable, or seize them, potentially bringing them down out of the sky. And it would also fast track some federal agencies to give them authority as well, not just those who reside in the Pentagon. So there was a lot of back and forth over this. Senator Rand Paul was the lone objection to getting this bill fast-tracked. If you want to fast-track a bill, you need buy-in from 100 out of 100 senators. It's got to be unanimous. He was the objector. This is what he said about why he raised his hand and said, not yet.
Federal agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, have stated clearly that there is no current national security risk, no public safety concern, and no unlawful drone activity requiring intervention. So there either is a problem or there isn't a problem. If there is a problem, let's discuss how to do it while protecting the communications of innocent Americans whose communications could be caught up in this legislation.
So again, Adrian, I know Republicans and Democrats were a little frustrated. Rand Paul blocked this. But the point that he did bring up was we are hearing from the DOD, the White House, Homeland Security, that these things don't pose a threat. But we didn't get a clear answer on what they are. So there were a lot of senators on both sides of the aisle telling me they're not so reassured by that. And for that reason, they do want to continue to pursue new laws, potentially changing some jurisdiction. So we'll see what happens in the new year.
All right, Khalil for us there live from the Hill. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.